Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm going to tell you right now, this video might shock a lot of you. I'm going to just jump right into it, but I'm going to tell you, I've been in this since 2013, and this morning I got shocked. And it's thanks to Linda P. Jones. She sent me a clip and told me to go look at this and I might be able to use it. And boy, was she right. So get ready, because this one's going to be interesting to you. And remember, before I go there, remember, there's really only a tiny handful of people. Me and Brad Combs are two of the only ones I know of that have been telling you for years that the whole Satoshi Nakamoto thing makes no sense, that they knew, that the government knows who created it if they didn't create it themselves. We've been shouting it from the rooftops while all of the industry has been yelling Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And I've always thought that there was a handful, maybe a few thousand of those Bitcoin, Ethereum maxis that had knowledge of who Satoshi was, and they were investing in all of this stuff with knowledge you and I didn't have, because it never made any sense. These were sophisticated people that kept touting this, and I kept saying, no way. They wouldn't do this unless they either knew or somehow knew that it wasn't going to come out or something, or they knew that they had a window of time where they could make money on all of this stuff, and that later the real plan would emerge and that you'd find out. And either Bitcoin would be allowed to survive or they would crush it. So here we go. First, you need to see this. So Eleanor Terrett says, Scoop, here's the witness list. So remember, Patrick McHenry is going to hold a Financial Services Committee hearing on June 13th, the day the Hinman emails come out. And here's what's significant, because I recognized a name here. Here's the list of names. We know Jeremy Allaire from Circle, but this is the name. I remembered this guy's name because I've put out videos of him before. So I went and looked him back up. And here's what's significant. So while the House, and I made sure Congress knew this, while the House is having Coy Garrison as one of their witnesses, I made sure that we informed them that Coy Garrison right here, he was the senior special counsel to the officer of the Director, Division Corporate Finance. He was the senior special counsel to William Hinman himself, Bill Hinman, from May 2018 to November 2019. That means May is the month before the Hinman Ethereum Free Pass speech. So that means that Coy Garrison was there. So now Congress knows that Coy Garrison can fill any gaps in for them that they may not see in the Hinman emails, because he was there. He was advising Bill Hinman. And this is the kind of stuff you can only get from those of us that have been covering ETHgate while nobody else would cover it in the industry and still won't. Crypto Bull, I think he makes an interesting point here. Next week we will either see a settlement or the Hinman emails, or both. Good times for XRP. Then I thought this was a great video to watch on a Friday. Watch what this guy says.
You think that this not being traded in the United States is going to stop it? It is the 6th largest crypto in the world, and you can't even buy it on U.S. exchanges right now. To make sure I'm not lying to you, if I click on markets, you do not see Coinbase here. You don't see Binance US here. You cannot buy this on U.S. exchanges. In 2014, you see the market crashing down. In 2018, you see the market crashing down. These were bear market years. Why am I showing you that? Because XRP was the 2nd largest digital asset in the world in the middle of a bear market. That means it survived 2014's bear market. XRP was the 2nd largest crypto in the world in 2018. That means it survived the bear market of 2018. This year was a bear market for sure, 100%. Guess who survived it? Sitting here at number 6 in its 3rd bear market. You can't even buy it in the United States exchanges, and it is wrapped up in a court case with the SEC. This ain't going nowhere. This thing is a monster.
It is a monster. He just nailed it. XRP is a monster. Now, Let me make you aware of something. If I can turn my phone off, people, nobody calls me until I start a video. Let me make you aware of something here. He said XRP is a monster. I totally agree. There's a very real scenario. You're seeing all the off ramps and on ramps cut off. There's a very real scenario coming up where people won't even be able to get XRP. You can get it on Uphold right now, but just think it through. I'm going to skip this because I have some fascinating things that just came out that I want to show you. But Peter St. Onge, I think, is China planning a gold-backed currency? Go watch his video. He's so smart. All right, so this is the same kind of garbage we've been seeing about Bitcoin for, what, years now?
That's what always
Kathy, let me ask you a separate question. Just on the currencies themselves, Bitcoin, by the way, trading right now at $26,566. We've had many a conversation about your expectations about the value of Bitcoin. $500,000, I believe, was the last number that you had put out in terms of where you thought this could go. I think you thought that was several years away. Do you want to update us on where you think Bitcoin is? Does that change under this dynamic?
So in our Big Ideas 2023, it's on our website, arc-invest.com. You'll find our digital asset forecast. So we expect the Bitcoin price. Our base case is 600,000 plus. Our bull case is more than $1 million, and I think.
Wow. Well, look. Like I've said, I think Bitcoin is either going to be allowed to exist or they're going to crush it, and that was the plan all along. Now, I want to show you what's happening right now. And I said this. Because I believe, look, remember that video we showed where Homeland Security said they met with the 4 Satoshis? In that same video, there's a section where she said they referenced 2 SEC people sitting in the room, okay? So the SEC knew too. And I tweeted this morning. There's a part of me that wonders if there could be something in the Hinman emails that indicates that they knew who created Bitcoin. Nobody said that before, have they? Now, and then there's this. Today, this came out. Someone with a private key dating back to January 2009 created 16 days after the Bitcoin Genesis block recently became active to sign a message on-chain using the Ordinals protocol. And I said, if the U.S. government really wanted to kill crypto, the kill shot would be Bitcoin. Well, it would actually be a combo. Kill Tether and Bitcoin at the same time. Revealing who Satoshi would be and suing Tether would be the kill shot. They've always known who the 4 Satoshis were. Why have they pretended they didn't? And then this comes out. Linda P. Jones made me aware of this video. There should not be any video that goes more viral than this video today. Okay, and I'll tell you why. This guy, Ral Paul, is ex-Goldman Sachs. Novogratz is ex-Goldman Sachs. All these people are on the same team. They've all been doing this, conducting themselves the exact same way for the last 5 years. They all came to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ethereum. So is CNBC. All they've been willing to talk about is Bitcoin, Ethereum. You had to drag them kicking and screaming. This guy has at least been halfway honest about XRP at times and talked about how it made sense. But they've always done the Bitcoin, Ethereum thing almost as if they knew something we didn't. Well, it turns out Ral Paul did know something that we didn't, and I'm going to show it to you now. And my question to you is, why did he tout Bitcoin, Ethereum all of these years when he, hold on, I'm going to have to, I will play it after these messages. So I'm in the middle of trying to show you something groundbreaking, in my opinion, and I'm having to referee a fight between my wife and my 10-year-old. The baby always gets way too much attention, and he's trying to get it because he didn't get his way on something. And so anyway, so let me show you something groundbreaking in the middle of that. Here's what Ral Paul said in this video clip that Linda P. Jones made me aware of.
Tell me more. I said, and I think the US government and the UK government invented it, which is the NSA and the GCHQ in the UK, who are the two world centers of cryptography. Because even how the white paper's written, it's
you think
this
transatlantic?
transatlantic. Yes.
Look at the utter look of shock on this guy's face. I've been trying, you Bitcoin maxis out there, the Max Kaiser, I've been trying to tell the world this for years now, and these people ignored it because most of them probably knew it.
Always have. And I asked the Department of Defense, they said, yeah, we've considered that too. They've seeded
it was official,
experiments.
or it was just people from that went rogue?
I don't think it's necessarily a rogueness. I think like Google have, like Google X, where they do tons of experiments, right? They know that one of the esoteric risks for the entire Western system is the issue of money. So there's probably groups of people who are given things to try. And if you can seed a new system, maybe they tried 100 of these and just one succeeded. We don't know. But it would make sense because that's what they do, this kind of stuff. So one of these took off. And so I think it's always been. I don't think it's a coincidence it came out of the financial crisis. I don't think it's a coincidence that the halving.
I don't think it's a coincidence that you and all your buddies who now we know knew this all along have been touting it at the top of your lungs when you knew that there were technologies that were better.
And all of this is all related. It is the solution. Always has been the solution. You just can't go there tomorrow.
Wrong on that one.
So all you need to do is let it happen slowly and manage that transition. You'll be okay.
I bet their bags of XRP are massive.
There'll be times where it speeds up because we've got something bad going on, and there's times when it slows down. But and that's what I think the US government regulation is trying to do. They don't want to ban crypto. Just slow this down. Because if all the deposits leave the banking system, it's game over. If they don't...
What did I tell you? I've said it 1,000 times. I thought that they released it in the financial crisis, and they literally wrote in the code a reference to the bailouts because they wanted to make it look like a libertarian movement. And that's what they've made it look like all along, and it was the freaking government. I knew it.
A way of collecting taxes because everybody's living in crypto land, and they have to ask your honesty in what trades you've done.
They knew that when they did the bailouts that there was a risk that people would hit the exits into what? Physical gold that really has value. Physical gold. And they didn't want everybody to go into physical gold because they wanted their central bank buddies to accumulate that.
That's not going to work for them because they can't pay the bills. So I think they're trying to catch up. I think that the UK will have a CBDC. I think the Europeans will. It's all coming relatively soon, next 5 years, 3 years, 4 years. And they'll feel more in control of the system that they've got because they need to pay the interest payments.
These people, folks. And then, out of nowhere, right as the government's trying to kill crypto, because timing's everything, you know, this comes out. Breaking the 2011 hackers of more than 600,000 Bitcoin from Mt. Gox exchange have been identified according to a DOJ indictment. Just so happens that they find out about these, but see, here's the thing, folks. They didn't just find out about these guys. They've been sitting on this. You know how I know? Because there's no way on God's planet Earth that these guys are just now being seen. And we know because one of them is mentioned in a 2019 article. So they're presenting this, they've just figured out who the Mt. Gox hackers are. And pay close attention to their names, folks, because it says the DOJ alleged that this guy, Alexei Bachenko, or however you say his name, says that Bachenko is also an operator of defunct crypto exchange BTCE alongside Alexander Vinnick. I believe in this article they've intentionally gotten this guy right here's name wrong. Remember Alexander Vinnick? Well, I went and typed this guy into Google and look what pops up from BBC December of 2019. Hunting the missing millions from collapsed cryptocurrency. A Russian computer programmer involved in the collapse of big cryptocurrency exchange says he was tricked into handing over his entire assets to fraudsters posing as FSB agents according to documents. So you telling me that these guys, it says he was a key player in WEX, which stopped trading in 2018. Anyway, they were on this guy. And if they were doing it and covering it in 2019, they were on it before that. But watch this part. It says, how two friends cornered a market. Described by friends as shy men who preferred computers to people, Alexander Vinnick and Alex, they got this guy, his name pretty much right. Alexander Vinnick. Let me see, let's go back. No, they've got his name correct on that one. I want to say that I saw his name differently somewhere else. I got that wrong, but the same two guys are being mentioned in a December 2019 article. Okay, so the way this cryptocurrency stuff works, folks, this is all imminently trackable. That's part of the lie that was told for the last 10 years. They try, oh, this is just for money laundering, this and this. It's more trackable than cash, like much more trackable. They've been able to track it since long way back when. And so that means that they knew exactly who these guys were. They would have known where they would have been able to push a button on their computer and tracked all those addresses right back to these guys. Why have they been sitting on this since 2011? They're putting this out like they're all of a sudden. And then, of course, you got Perianne Boring. I would love to ask Perianne Boring if she's known who Satoshi Nakamoto was all along, because you may not know this, but if you look at her LinkedIn page, she worked for the White House. She was an intern at the White House. Then she worked in the House at Congress, and then she forms this Chamber of Digital Assets that has been promoting mainly Bitcoin for years now. How? If that guy knew it, if Ral Paul has known it all this time, then Ral Paul's buddies knew it. And if his buddies knew it, I've always had a theory that a handful of all these major crypto talking heads knew it. I've also always thought that the Hinman stuff that went on partially because that same handful of people knew of a bigger plan, and they knew that they could make billions in the interim. That's what I've always thought. I don't think I'm wrong. I think we're starting to see a lot of the truth come out now, and Tuesday might round it on out. Binance US is announcing they're halting USD deposits. Then we got this from Eleanor Terrett from a source close to Binance. I can't stress this enough. The SEC is actively intimidating the banking partners, and that's why this is happening. And finally, check this out of nowhere, in depth, former employees at Consensys Mesh, an Ethereum developer, accused the company and its founder, Joseph Lubin, of improperly transferring assets as it accepted new outside investment. I don't think the story of Joseph Lubin is anywhere close from finished being written. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell all your friends and family that we've been the adults in the room the whole time, and we've been right. We've been on the right side, and we've been on the true side, and we're the good guys, and I believe that ultimately we're going to win because of all of that. Thanks for listening.